My name is Steven. I'm Steven Van Belleghem, and the core of my professional activities are around the future of customer experience. I do research about that, I write books about it, I give keynote presentations about it. I'm also an entrepreneur, and in that context, I'm also one of the strategic partners of I/O. If you look at the evolution of digital, I'm convinced that the easy years of digital are behind us, and that the challenges that we're facing the next decade are going to be more complex than what we've done so far. Let's look at a number of industries. Take mobility, for instance. In the past 20 years, we digitized maps. Because of that, we get to places in an easy way. But in the next 20 years, we want to put self-driving vehicles on those roads. Look at the world of healthcare. In the past, we had Dr. Google. You say, I have a headache, and Google tells you what's going on. In the next 20 years, we want to talk about CRISPR technology and editing DNA and those kind of things. And you see the same evolution for organizations. Like in the early days, Amazon wanted to be a website. They weren't interested in doing the fulfillment or the warehousing. Today, Amazon has one of the largest logistic fleets in the world. So the early days of Amazon were easy and cheap. Today, it's expensive and complex what they're doing. For me personally, it's very interesting to follow the evolution of I/O. I'm not operationally involved. I'm like looking at the evolution more from the outside. And I'm very impressed with what's happening. Of course, on the one side, you have all these acquisitions that are truly impressive on their own, but I think there's much more going on that may even be more relevant than all the acquisitions. I think that I/O is creating a market offering that large organizations are really looking for. I/O offers solutions that go end-to-end from the early analysis, the audits, data analysis to full implementation of a project. And today that requires multiple skills. As a company, as a brand, there's so many skills that you need to fix your digital strategy and to form your digital strategy and your execution, that the offering of I/O is becoming extremely relevant for all these companies. If you look to the needs of the market, on the one hand, you have the need to end-to-end solutions, as we just discussed, from the data analysis to full execution. On the other hand, there's something changing in terms of digital. In the past, people were talking about digital projects, which means that if it's a project, that it comes to an end at a certain time. Today, that is no longer the case. Today, digital is like an ongoing evolution, which means that you need a partner that follows that evolution in your organization and that proactively tells you what next steps are. And I think that is, again, a core strength of I/O. The fact that you have so many skills in the organization means that for every challenge, every barrier, every opportunity that you meet along the way, that a solution can be found within the talent group of I/O. Taking that complexity is increasing. That means two things for an organization. You need to be on par in terms of technology. If you're not on par, you're not going to stay in the race. So you need to be on par. You need the technology, but the technology by itself is not enough. The way how you implement it, the level of creativity that you add to it, that's going to be also a big chunk of differentiation. And you need both sides of that equation. And again, that's the strength of I/O. You have both the technical expertise, but you also have the creative talent all in one house. And I think that's very valuable for advertisers and for any organization. The interesting part is, if you follow the evolution of I/O, I had the pleasure to witness it for at least 3 or 4 years now. And in the media, you often read, oh, it's like a bunch of individual companies together. And I understand that perception because there's so many acquisitions. But the truth is, if you look to the evolution that we've been through, is that it's not a bunch of islands all together. This is an organization that is becoming one team that really understands how to leverage the talent that it has on board. And you see that growth. You have different campuses that are being shaped, where new teams are being formed, not just in Belgium, but also in the Netherlands, in the Nordics. And I think that this is a wonderful journey to be part of. And I'm very curious to see what the next steps will be, because the need in the market is there. You see how we are shaping the offering against that from I/O. Now the question is, how far can we go? And I think the ambition here is just endless.